Topping today's news, a male suspect in custody for burglary dies after a scuffle with police officers while being escorted to court. The number of murders trending down in 2025. We find out why. The PLP chairman gives an overview of the Davis administration's performance to date. And 2 American men arrested for sexual assault on an American female while on a cruise ship. Good evening, Bahamas. This is your JCN Evening News. I'm Jcn Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us. Shortly after 1 p.m. today, the police informed media that they were investigating the circumstances surrounding a male suspect in police custody at the Fox Hill police station that became unresponsive while being removed from his holding cell. Police say there was a struggle between 4 police officers and the suspect, who was being transported to court, that resulted in his death. The man had reportedly been in custody for 2 days on burglary charges and showed no signs of illness prior to the incident. His Majesty's coroner was on scene. An autopsy will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death of the man believed to be in his mid-30s. Last year, there were 120 murders, up from 110 in 2023. The year 2025 began peacefully until January 13th, when a 27-year-old male was shot to the neck and abdomen during a drive-by shooting in the Big Pond community and died hours later in hospital. That was followed 2 days later on Wednesday, January 15th, by a double shooting in the Nassau Village community, where 3 gunmen emerged from a Japanese-type SUV vehicle and shot and killed a 32-year-old male and a 33-year-old female who were driving in a separate vehicle. So far this year, the number of murders stand at 81, including the male found dead in a red pickup truck that collided into a wall on Pine Barren Road off the Prince Charles Highway on Tuesday night. Last year, this time, there were already 117 murders after a 40-year-old male was shot and killed on the corner of Minnie Street and Robinson Road following an altercation at a bar on Saturday, December 18th. The Minister of National Security, Wayne Monroe, was asked for his opinion on the reduction in murders this year.
At the end of the year, the police will look at all of the statistics. And so, for instance, at one point, we saw a lot of persons being murdered who were on bail. And so my recollection is that those numbers are down this year, and we had amended the Bail Act. And you had a more robust approach by the courts in refusing bail and the office of the DPP in objecting to bails. So you have to look at everything to see what is the cause of the decline. For instance, we have invested heavily in prevention, programs like HYPE, like Second Chance, bringing urban renewal back in a big way, including establishing the authority, revitalizing ranges, revitalizing a number of police programs.
In relation to Mr. Monroe's comments, last year there were 33 people killed while on bail. Meanwhile, the National Security Minister says while the number of murders this year are down, there is still cause for concerns when it comes to antisocial behavior and mental health illness.
The most disturbing trend that I've seen recently, we've had a number of murders that relate to what one would say lack of self-control, relationship dysfunction. Those are troubling because we have to address those as well. That's not the classic criminal that people think about, but it's something that's ending up in murder. And then we've seen quite a number of suicides and attempted suicides this year, and we have to be concerned about that as well.
According to JCN's records, 15 people have died by suicide this year, with numerous attempted suicides on record. The focus is on the economy. That from PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell. He says the government is keeping a close eye on the economic conditions as they prepare for the next general election. Mr. Mitchell said the administration believes it has made significant progress during its term in office, but emphasized that continued focus and responsiveness is necessary as voters assess the country's direction.
Well, I think most of the heavy lifting has been done, and now it's just making sure that the dominoes are still standing in the economy, because at the end of the day, people vote the economy, and are their lives better than it was four and a half years ago now, or 5 years ago. We think that we've equipped ourselves well, the country well, in a better position than it was 5 years ago. The level of investment is unprecedented. Unemployment is down to near imperceptible level. But there's a saying that I always use, you know, we have promises to keep and miles to go before we sleep. You never sleep, and you've got to be sure in this journey that you're always attuned to what people are thinking and what their attitudes are toward the service that you've given.
Mr. Mitchell indicated that public confidence, the economy, and quality of life will play major roles in the election as it approaches. Police currently actively investigating an alleged sexual assault involving a juvenile female. It happened Wednesday morning at Lawrence Close. Preliminary reports indicate that shortly before 10 a.m., the child's mother reported to police that her juvenile daughter was sexually assaulted at their residence by a man whose identity they did not know. The mother said that the suspect was someone that her daughter had reportedly met online several months ago. Investigations are ongoing as police work to identify and locate that suspect. Police are also continuing their investigation into a sexual assault matter that took place on Tuesday on a cruise ship here in the Bahamas involving American nationals. The female victim reported to police that she met a male on board the cruise ship who invited her to his room where they had consensual sexual intercourse, and she fell asleep. However, she was awakened to another male that she knew only by face performing a sexual act on her without her consent. As a result, police arrested two males, ages 28 and 26, both American nationals. And also from the crime beat, a 19-year-old man was arrested on Wednesday after police confiscated a gun and ammunition. Officers say it was shortly after 3 a.m. Acting on information, they executed a search warrant at a residence on Rupert Dean Lane in Bainstown. The gun was also loaded. You're watching JCN TV News. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back with more news after these commercials.